City Council, please stand. We pray for the wisdom to make decisions that are beneficial to the people represented here. Empower us to speak honestly, reflect wisely, and vote with integrity. We seek your guidance tonight. Amen. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Carroll. Ms. Chambers. Here. Mr. Wynn.
Here.
Ms. Kemper. Here. Ms. Wingo. Mr. Osborne.
Here.
We have a quorum.
First, we have approval of the minutes of the special meeting of February 6, 2024.
Sorry.
Have a motion to approve. Approved. Jenna, Ms. Kemper, Mr. Wynn, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the oath of office for Hannah Boyd Hughes. Chief Brown.
Mayor, she just ran out to get her dad.
She
Okay.
just stepped out the
All right, we'll
other
come back to that. Next, we'll do a proclamation honoring Mark Irick. And Mark, if you'd like to come to the podium there. Mark is retiring as our Boone County Emergency Management Director. So I've known Mark since we started way back in 2001 doing Citizen Court and Community Emergency Response Team, Neighborhood Watch, all that stuff. So we have a proclamation for you in your honor. Whereas we are here today to express our appreciation to Mark Irick, JD, CEM, CKEM, and honor him for his distinguished career within our community and dedicated service to the residents of Florence and Boone County. And whereas Mark's educational achievements at Covenant Catholic High School, Thomas More University, and Northern Kentucky University, Salmon P. Chase College of Law have laid the foundation for his remarkable professional journey, including serving as the Assistant Boone County Attorney at the Boone County Attorney's Office and the Boone County Emergency Management Director in the Boone County Emergency Management Office for over 23 years, first as Deputy Director for 10 years and the past 13 years as Director. And whereas his career showcases his commitment to advancing emergency management practices, having served as a certified emergency manager with the International Association of Emergency Managers, IAEM, creation of the Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, and participation in organizations such as the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross Disaster Action Team, and Kentucky Emergency Management Association, where he served as Region 4 Secretary and Treasurer. And whereas extending beyond his professional career, he has served in active roles in volunteering for the Boy Scouts of America as the National Youth Leadership Training for the Danbury Council, and served in various events such as the World Scout Jamboree in 2019 and the National Jamboree in 2017, reflecting his passion for developing the next generation. And whereas on behalf of the entire city of Florence, in recognition of Mark Irick's distinguished career and unwavering dedication, the city of Florence extends our sincere appreciation as he embarks on his well-deserved retirement. We wish him much happiness as he begins this exciting new chapter in his life. Now therefore, I, Julie M. Abishon, Mayor of the City of Florence, on behalf of the members of City Council, do hereby proclaim February 29, 24 as Mark Irick Day in the City of Florence. Congratulations.
Just going to say a word of thanks. I've made a career being brief, and I'll continue that. A word of thanks to the mayor and council for many years of support from the city of Florence. It's been a fantastic partnership that our departments enjoyed, serving the people of Florence and the people of Boone County. We can't do it alone. One thing you learn about emergency management on day one is it takes a team of teams, a big network, and City of Florence was no small part of that. particularly the fire and police departments and public services, but all the way through to the administration and 2 mayors now that I've had the pleasure of working with. So thanks to everybody for the support you've given me and our department over the years. You can't do it alone. So I know you'll continue to provide that support to Kevin Vogel as he undertakes his leadership of the department, and things will just continue to run along smoothly and probably go next level. So it's been a pleasure to serve, and thank you for the recognition. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Are we good to go, Chief? All right. Next, we'll have our oath of office for Hannah Boyd Hughes, our newest member of the Florence Police Department. Chief Brown.
Hannah, if you'd like to come up. Hannah Boyd Hughes is our new recruit. Hannah is 21 years old, currently resides in Cincinnati. She's a 2020 graduate of West Claremont High School. After high school, she continued her education at Eastern Kentucky University, where she recently graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in criminal justice. Prior to joining us, Hannah was working at Red Lobster as a supervisor. We are excited to be adding Hannah, and she is our guinea pig. She already started the academy back on February 12th. If you're not aware, the academy, this is the second class they started. It is a hybrid model. The first 5 weeks are with us doing a lot of online stuff that they can get done, and then they continue down there at Richmond. This is what the academy hopes. This will free up more weeks down there where they could possibly add an academy or 2 during the year to help us out with the backlog of recruits. But she is our guinea pig, so she's enjoying the online training right now. We're excited to be adding her.
All right. Hannah, raise your right hand, repeat after me. Or not repeat, just affirm, I should say. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so as long as you continue to be a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of police officer of the city of Florence, Kentucky, according to law? And you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided any or assisted any person thus offended. Thanks, so help me God. Congratulations. Very good, congratulations.
I told her she could take pictures till the end, so. Good job. We enjoyed that. Oh, I'm gonna kick you over. Thank you.
Congratulations, Hannah. Welcome to our family here. And to your family, thank you for sharing Hannah with us. We appreciate it. Next, we have Kathy Rootman, Executive Director of Student and Community Services for the Boone County Schools, to give us a little update about the Youth Mental Health Summit.
Thank you, Mayor and Council members, for allowing me to be here today. Before I start on the Mental Health Summit, I'd just like to thank you for your collaborative partnership with us on safety and public works and this committee and on preschool, everything that we do. You all have worked great with us as partners. Our 4th annual Mental Health Summit is coming up here on Friday and Saturday, February 23rd and 24th. It's held at the Florence Baptist Church on Mount Zion Road. We will be having 3 keynote speakers, one on Friday night, one Saturday morning, and Saturday afternoon. So Friday night, Jason Boer, who was in the Carroll County bus crash, is going to talk about starting from tragedy and becoming a champion. In the morning, Charlie Peck. Charlie Peck is a young woman who graduated from Boone County High School. She lives in Union, and she runs the business called Thriving Educators, and is here to talk with us about how we work together strategically and self-help for ourselves. And then at the 3rd keynote is a gentleman called Matthew Portell. Matthew has been a teacher, he's been an advocate, and he has started the Trauma Informed Educators Network and is providing a wealth of information to us as well as across this nation. So those are the 3 big things. We had 36 members of our planning committee, including Councilman Wynn, who have been instrumental in putting all of this together. We have 22 breakout sessions. We will also have on Friday night a suicide walk, and that's a commemorative walk where we put out lanterns and we remember those we have lost. Inside the building is a wall that people can write notes to their loved ones, just talking about how much they miss them. On Saturday, and at that night, we'll have dinner. Saturday morning, then we have another keynote, and at that keynote, Mayor Abishan is going to introduce Charlie. And after that keynote and breakfast will be the breakout sessions, and there's a wide variety from resilience and screen time, how it affects child development, as well as trauma-informed work and holistic wellness, a variety of things. One interesting thing is 2 of the sessions are student-led, so that's called Students Leading Students, and they have 2 sessions there. After those sessions, we go to lunch and have the 3rd keynote speaker. The 3rd keynote speaker, Matthew Portell, will be introduced by Rick Worth from CHNK. After that, we also have outside what's called Hidden in Plain Sight, the trailer, and that's where we can walk through and we can see it's a replica of a student's bedroom where things can be hidden, whether it's your homework hidden because you didn't want to do it, or any kind of alcohol, drugs, anything like that. So we're happy to have that, as well as to have a mindfulness center set up all day. There's also 30 vendor tables, or really community partner tables, where anybody can go and talk to the community agencies about mental health or anything else that might be affecting their lives. So we look forward to having all of you there, and would be happy to have anybody who would like to continue to register. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy. That's a great service for parents and educators, so.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Kathy?
If you can't come to both the Friday night and the Saturday night, are you able to come to just one?
Yes, ma'am.
Good question.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd just like to say I've had the opportunity to work with Kathy over the years. We were originally with the Boone County Heroin Task Force, but this summit that she puts on, she's very, very dedicated, and with all she has on her plate that she does for the school, she's very amazing in how she pulls this off, and she does just a great job, and it's been a great pleasure to work with her.
Kathy is definitely a tireless advocate for our community.
Definitely sounds wonderful, especially being a parent of 3 students. I wish we could make it. We'll unfortunately be at state for the swim team, but otherwise I would definitely want to attend. So thank you. It sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
right, thank you, Kathy. Next is municipal order MO2 2020, ordinance 03 2024, an ordinance annexing certain territory consisting of two parcels of approximately 1.194 acres and 4.127 acres located at 1 Gridiron Lane, adjacent to the city limits, Boone County Pee Wee Athletic Association, Inc. This ordinance annexes two tracts consisting of approximately 1.194 acres and 4.127 acres located at 1 Gridiron Lane, adjacent to the city limits. The full text of ordinance 03 2024, including its exhibits, is available for examination in the office of the city clerk of the city of Florence, Kentucky, in the Florence Government Center, 8100 Union Boulevard, Florence, Kentucky, during regular office hours. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Wynn?
Second.
Second, Ms. Kemper. Any discussion? We did talk about this at caucus. This is just the first reading. Annexation will not take place until the second reading. And at this point in time, the county needs to approve these annexations, correct? And they have signed off and,
They've already done that.
yes.
Essentially signed.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Ms. Kemper?
Yes.
Mr. Osborne?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Thank you. Now on to municipal order MO2 2024, municipal order approving a loan agreement between the city of Florence, Kentucky and the Boone County Pee Wee Athletic Association. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Wynn?
Second.
Second, Mr. Osborne. Any discussion? This is in concert with what we just read with the annexation. All in favor, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Ms. Kemper?
Yes.
Mr. Osborne?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Thank you. Next is discussion. A memo that you received from Mr. Hunt. Josh?
My lengthy memo, I seem to be writing nothing but like 3-page memos anymore, so I apologize for that. So I can't say that my, what I'm getting ready to talk about is gonna be any shorter, but I'm gonna kind of walk you through what my memo said in just a different way. So in your packets, you received a memorandum from me outlining recommendations for restructuring certain positions within the administration department. For the past year or so, I've been kind of juggling both roles, my new current role and then my former role, which was Director of Business and Community Development. I chose not to fill that position right away. And that was really because I had served in that role for such a long time. I knew that there was things that we did very well, always an understaffed position when it comes to economic development. In terms of winning projects, zoning, plan review, we've always knocked that kind of stuff out of the park. But there was other critical duties that were always assigned to the role that really just didn't get the time it deserved. And that really boils down to business retention and expansion, some of the way we do site searches, and some other odds and ends things. But I guess where I'm at with that is I would like to divide my old role into 2 separate roles. So from Director of Business and Community Development would be split into 2 to a Director of Community Development. In the community development that individual would oversee plan review, zoning matters, and administration of managing over 100 projects simultaneously, which is about on average how many projects we manage per year. The Director of Business Development, that role would focus on that core critical duty of business retention and expansion, and that is where we're going out and working with our big primary industry companies and small businesses and assessing their needs. Are they wanting to grow? Is there a risk of them leaving? Is there leads that we can generate from that? Is there businesses that they work with that we can recruit to the city? It's a critical role that really I never had a lot of time to work on, although we did have a few big wins from the program that we did have and a few expansion projects. So the business development role would focus on BRE, marketing strategies, managing the short-term rental program, and conducting site searches. We conduct probably 400 or 500 site searches a year. And that is when a developer, or maybe we'll get a call from a commercial broker that's looking to come in and to give us, so we need 5 acres, we want to build a 20,000 square foot building, and it needs to be in a commercial 2 zone. So we have a program that we use that we go through and we search that through. Very time consuming, and I have found that, you know, you win a lot of projects with how you present it. Knowledge over the city, over the different land masses that we have plays a key in the winning a lot of this stuff as well. So it really does need to be a dedicated position to handling that. So additionally, there has been a position on the pay plan called the Risk Manager Community Projects Administrator position. We've always had a risk manager position we've had for the last 15 years. That plays into our insurance premium discounts that we get as a city because we're self-insured. But that role was never truly a 40-hour work week. In 2022, at one point in time it was a part-time role, and it was a full-time role. In 2022, we decided to take off some of the load that I was having with the Director of Business Community Development role and add some economic development activities to it. So that is where that community project administrator portion of that comes from. But now that I'm proposing that we'll have 2 dedicated officials to economic development, I'd like to amend that community projects administrator duties to things like grant writing, legislative research, that's very time consuming, and then working on other special projects that often come up. I mean, there's always legislation getting passed, down in Frankfurt, medical marijuana, there's rental registry stuff that we're gonna be dealing with before you know it, and just have somebody that I can assign to certain portions of developing those programs out. So that is kind of really it's modifications. It's not so much as adding positions as it is modifications. But with that, there are some things there are positions that are unfilled positions on our approved job description list that I feel just are no longer needed. And that would be my old position. You know, there's no reason to have 2 dedicated individuals doing economic development and still keep my old position on the pay plan, so eliminating that. Community Development and Main Street Project Administrator, eliminating that, and then the standalone risk manager role, which is, you know, wasn't truly a 40-hour work week, eliminating that. So I think that covers everything I had in my memo on that side. Is there any questions about the changes to how I want to restructure it then? If not, I will see. Yes. Oh. Yes, ma'am.
These 3 positions will report directly to you.
Yes. Anything else? Okay. So moving on to the second part of my lengthy memo. So also included in your packet, I discussed the salary survey that I conducted on elected officials compared to like cities throughout the state. It's been 18 years since council has taken action to amend compensation levels for council and the mayor. Unlike the city staff, where cost of living is evaluated every year through COLA increases, and then every few years there's salary surveys that are conducted. Linda and the department heads typically work hand in hand on that. Those are analyzed, and that has changed. There is no KRS that dictates when you change the pay plan. We always typically do it around the budget year. However, with council salaries and mayor salaries, there is a very specific KRS 83A, and that stipulates that adoption must occur in the May preceding the election if you're going to amend any of those pay scales. So the Department of Local Governments every January issues a letter that goes out to all cities. It talks about basically what the COLA is and then what the maximum contribution level elected officials in cities can get that is pushed out every year. So where's it going with that? So as you know, any amendment, so in my memo I kind of laid this out, as you know, any amendment, it's not for you all in your current positions. It doesn't take place until the next election, that January. So, you know, any kind of amendment to the pay plan, you don't get, as soon as the ordinance is adopted, it wouldn't take place until next January for the next class. And I think 3 years from now, that January 1st for the mayor's position. So that's really, I guess, it. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have on that. I've been looking into all this for about 6 months. There's a lot of different cities throughout the state that are looking at this. They look at it every year. KLC is doing another big salary survey right now, and that'll be done in March, right? March of this year. There's another salary survey that's coming out. With the cost of inflation, this pay scales are all over the place right now throughout the state.
Any questions? So I just want to make sure I'm reading this right.
Yes.
Right now, the mayor's annual salary is $51,710.
Correct.
And this proposal would increase the salary to $86,937.
That's correct.
That's a increase of, what, 40%?
Probably, I'm not a mathematician, it's probably above 40%, something like that, yeah. But if you look at the position, compare it to like cities, which is what I tend to do, that position is in the bottom 75th percentile of salaries in the state of Kentucky, whereas council is in the top 5% of compared to like cities. A lot of that boils down to the forms of government. There are 3 forms of government, as you know, in the state of Kentucky. Mayor, council, the mayor is the chief executive officer. They, they're responsible for hiring, heads, they are the CEO of the organization. So in that form of government, mayors typically get paid a little bit more. The other form of government is the city manager. You know, the city manager in the city of Florence. The city manager is kind of the executive branch that runs the day-to-day operations and does what these duties. That's why you see the compensation higher. Level a little higher than the mayor council form of government throughout the state of Kentucky. And even if, you know, those were to pass through now, in 3 more years, you're probably looking at COLA this year. It's another 3.4%, probably increase similar to that over the next 2-3 years, maybe 2.5%. Salaries, by the time this takes effect, it's already going to be back down on the low end of things. It's not going to be, it's not the highest paid position, certainly, from the mayor perspective, in the state of Kentucky. Council is up there. It is, you know, you guys, position, it's not you all, it's a position. It's in the top 5% of salaries for like positions in like cities in the state of Kentucky.
And that, just to recap, is, right now, we're at 17,563. And we would go up to $20,605.
Well, you would not, it would be the next council.
Yes, ma'am, it's also.
Right, I'm sorry. Should I get reelected, which we'll see how that goes, then it would be $20,605.
Correct.
Any other questions? If not, there is need for a closed session. I'd entertain a motion to go into closed session according to KRS 61.8101B, acquisition, sale of real property, where publicity would like, I cannot talk today, where publicity would be likely to affect the value of property to be acquired for public use or to be sold by the city, and 61.8101C, litigation proposed or pending against or on behalf of the city, and 61.8101G, discussions between the city and representatives of a business entity where open discussions would jeopardize the siting, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nguyen? Second. Second, Ms. Kemper. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We will return to this room following our closed session, but we do not anticipate any further business taking place following the closed session. Thank you all for coming.